London Council faces £5 million shortfall as ministers fail to provide funds for 3,000 asylum seekers. Introduction. London's Hillingdon Council is at breaking point. With 3,000 asylum seekers in desperate need of housing, the government's failure to provide adequate funding has pushed the borough into a £5 million shortfall, one that could collapse vital public services. But this isn't just a financial crisis. It's a humanitarian disaster. Families forced onto the streets, schools overcrowded, and emergency services stretched beyond their limits. So the question is, why has the government abandoned Hillingdon? The funding crisis. At the heart of the problem is a mass exodus from hotels. The Home Office's decision to move asylum seekers out has dumped the financial responsibility onto local councils, with zero compensation. Hillingdon, already hosting more asylum seekers than any other London borough, now has hundreds of families facing homelessness every month. And the council? They're drowning. How is this affecting local services? Housing collapse. With no government funding, Hillingdon has been forced to provide temporary accommodation, but there aren't enough homes. Over 100 asylum seeker families are in council-provided housing, while others are sleeping in tents. The situation is dire, and it's getting worse by the day. Social services under strain. The surge in asylum seekers means social workers are overloaded. There aren't enough staff to provide mental health support, emergency aid, or integration services. Families who just fled war zones now find themselves abandoned once again, this time by the system that was supposed to protect them. Overcrowded schools. Local schools are buckling. Classrooms are filled beyond capacity, resources are stretched thin, and teachers are demanding solutions. But with the government refusing to cover the costs, Hillingdon is struggling to keep the education system functional. Healthcare system in crisis GP clinics and hospitals are seeing an influx of asylum seekers, creating longer wait times and fewer available appointments for local residents. Doctors and nurses are overwhelmed, working overtime to handle the surge in demand, but without extra funding, healthcare is on the brink of collapse. Council's next move: legal action? Hillingdon Council leader Ian Edwards has warned that legal action against the Home Office is now on the table. The council has already been forced to cut £34 million from its budget, impacting libraries, cultural programs, and essential services. With no other options left, the council may sue the government to force them to provide the funding needed to prevent a humanitarian disaster. The bigger picture. The government claims it's reducing reliance on hotels and speeding up asylum decisions. But is that really the truth? Because for thousands of asylum seekers in Hillingdon, the only reality they face is homelessness, overcrowding, and broken promises. And for Hillingdon Council, the choice is clear: fight or collapse under the pressure. Conclusion. London's housing crisis is spiraling out of control, and this £5 million shortfall is just the beginning. If the government won't step up, local councils may be forced to fight for survival, and the cost of failure won't just be measured in money, it will be measured in people's lives.